The Season 2 of the newly released animation begins with the devastation caused by Powder, also known as Jinx, in Season 1, where she detonated an explosive in the Parliament during an important meeting. The city is in shock as chaos erupts. Jace Talus quickly takes his colleague to a private room, attempting to use magic to revive him. Cassandra Kiramman memorial service and funeral was held as she is now dead. The scene then turned to Officer Caitlyn Kiramman having a heated conversation with Mel regarding the attack as she had witnessed it firsthand. She informed him that this attack was an act of a single deranged individual named Jinx, and she also informed them that Silco is now dead. However, one council member suggests wiping out the people of Zaun altogether. Mel believes they should pin the attack solely on Jinx, but ultimately agrees to endorse a response, though only if they refrain from using Hextech, a powerful technology that combines elemental and spirit magic to make commodities accessible to everyone. Mel insists Hextech should be a last resort, which the council reluctantly accepts. Meanwhile, Caitlyn sits with her father, Tobias Kiramman, filled with regret over not stopping Jinx when she had the chance. Tobias hands her the Kiramman family key, a gift from her mother, but Caitlyn feels undeserving after all that has happened. Tobias insists she has earned it. Just then, Vi arrives to console her, and they share a hug as Caitlyn struggles with her grief. Vi tells her that she may be able to help if Caitlyn can get Jace to repair her gauntlets. Caitlyn warns her against it, saying it's too dangerous, and informs Vi of the council's plan to pursue Jinx with full force. She even offers Vi a badge to join them, but Vi declines, as these are the same people who killed her parents. Mel later visits Jace to check on Victor's health, but Victor remains in critical condition. Jace laments that he himself was left unscathed by the blast, puzzled by how Victor, standing right next to him, suffered severe injuries. Mel tries to comfort him. That same evening, Jace met with Caitlyn and she discussed on how depressed and angry she is after what Jinx had done to her. Caitlyn Kiramman gave a speech and moment of respect to those who had died, especially the three council members, Councillor Irius Bolbach, Cassandra Kiramman, and Torman. Vi notices a suspicious-looking guard among the crowd and chases him, but the guards intercept her. The guard approaches Mel, dropping a bag and launching an attack, igniting chaos and triggering a battle as more enemies arrive from above. Jace fights alongside others, and nearby, Caitlyn is attacked but is saved by Vi just in time. Jace Talus now in serious trouble, as he was attacked by one of the goons from behind and struggled in pain to survive. Luckily for him, Vi arrived just in time to save him also. More and more chaos continued as many ran for their lives, and Caitlyn, also in trouble, Vi and Jace Talus used the Hextech axe to defeat them all. Afterward, Caitlyn is outraged, convinced that Jinx and her allies are heartless. The council holds another meeting, discussing the need to defend themselves with Hextech. Jace, meanwhile, finishes crafting one of his powerful weapons to protect them from Psycho and his forces. Now, Vi has joined their ranks and prepares for the battles ahead. The scene transitions to Jinx, where we see a montage of her paying final respects to Silco. Silco had treated Jinx like a surrogate daughter, taking her in and mentoring her when she was young and vulnerable. Now, Jinx is the city's most wanted. Meanwhile, Silco's followers gather to strategize on how to defend themselves. Some suggest that surrendering Jinx would end the chaos, but Sevica strongly disagrees. Frustrated, Sevica goes to Silco's office, only for Jinx to appear. Initially, Sevica thinks Jinx has come to finish her off, but they end up having a brief conversation, reflecting on how Silco's plans ultimately failed. Unknown to Jinx, some of Sevica's associates have been following her. Elsewhere, Victor has awoken, but in a transformed state. Jace Talus explains that the Corps saved him, but Victor is unhappy, blaming the Corps for the deaths of his supervisors. Victor leaves, bidding Jace goodbye. Nearby, Professor Heimerdinger and Echo sneak into Jace's lab, only for Jace to catch them. He offers them tea, and Heimerdinger soon inquires about Victor's whereabouts. As Jinx works in her hideout, a sudden spray of toxic gas fills the room, and a group of officers, including Caitlyn Kiramman, Vi, and others, arrive in search of her. Jinx narrowly escapes, only to be attacked by the council members who had been tailing her earlier. They nearly overwhelm her, but Sevica arrives just in time, and a battle ensues. Jinx gives Sevika a powerful piece of tech she's been working on, which enhances Sevika's abilities. Jinx watches with satisfaction as Sevika uses the device to unleash impressive powers, helping her defeat their attackers. Meanwhile, Victor is seen wandering alone, deep in thought. He soon encounters a group preparing to confront him, but Victor reveals his new powers by healing a sick, elderly man, an act that causes the group to bow in awe. This moment brings Victor a deep sense of fulfillment. Back to Kiramman and her men, they found a helpless man, so they helped him and then questioned him about Jinx and her plans. Meanwhile, Ambessa Medarda got attacked by a witch who came to seek for revenge and walked towards her to finish Ambessa off, but unfortunately for the witch, she failed and Ambessa immediately eliminated her. Back to Kiramman and Vi discuss about their current situation, but just then Kiramman and Vi then has a special moment for themselves. As soon as they were done, they both continued their mission. Mel went on to visit an old friend named Lest, and he informed her about Ambessa Medarda visitation. Mel begged Lest to tell her what her mother came for. As she herself believed, everything about her mother is a calculated risk. She also believed that if her mother get all she want, the whole city will endangered. He gave her a digger and told Mel that this is all she need to shut down Salo. Anyways, Vi and Kiramman continues to wander deep. Echo and Jace Talus make research more on the Arcane, while the professor believes that every action taken by Jace has a defined reaction. Jace doesn't know why this reaction would possibly take place deep underground. Professor Heimerdinger, Echo, and Jace went deep underground to the Hex deck, and something crazy happened as everywhere changed. Meanwhile, Vi entered Jinx's territory, and they both had a serious conversation where Vi explained to her that she is tired of all this. But just then, Kiramman got Jinx on sight and then shot her gun. Jace and Echo are confronted by something mythical, while at that same moment, Jinx and Vi began to fight. While Kiramman Caitlyn is also busy with Sevika, where all of a sudden a blast occurred, but this couldn't stop them all. Jace Talus realizes on the mess and monsters they have been creating all along. Jinx beat up Vi mercilessly, but fortunately for her, Caitlyn shot Jinx there by giving Vi an opportunity to pin Jinx down. Just as they were about finishing her off, Jinx's little friend then arrived at the scene covering her from Caitlyn's aim. Just then, chaos ensues in the town as there was a blast of colors all around the cities. Caitlyn is angry because Vi stopped her from killing Jinx. She hit Vi with her gun and head out. Meanwhile, Mel continued her research, but just then, Elora began to choke suddenly. Mel is surrounded by something mysterious. The scene shifted to Ambessa Medarda giving a speech on rebuilding the city from chaos and believes it's time for them to end all this. She informed the people that wrath must be met wrath, and they must delay martial law as half of their council was killed by this so-called tyrant. She then went on to appoint Caitlyn Kiramman as the leader in command. Ambessa swore to give justice to Kiramman Mom. The Season 2 Episode 3 of Arcane then came to an end with a mysterious scene as a man is captured. The episode 4 to 6 will be uploaded next week, so subscribe to stay updated. Thanks for watching and goodbye.